Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the most, Avery LR32 here, and it's been forever since I've been able to say that. I am going to be posting my regional deck profile from this past weekend, and I explain why I haven't been uploading. Pretty much it's just been because of school. I just got done with finals. Today was my last day of school, so I'm moving into my senior year, or 12th grade for those of you in the UK. I'm going to be having a lot of great content coming out this summer, so I hope you guys have been able to stick around for it. I really do appreciate you guys not unsubscribing to me just because I haven't posted in about 7, 8 days or so, probably even 9 up to this point. It's insane. Rarely ever happens like that. Like, I rarely ever go like 9, 10 days without posting unless I'm like on vacation away, which is, then I mention on my channel, hey, I'm going out of town or whatever. But this was a video that Robbie had on his channel of a Timeaus ruler deck. And originally when I posted the project Timeaus Deck profile, like the very first one on my channel, someone left a comment saying that I should try running the dragon rulers. I was trying to look for them here in the deck. I was like, where the heck are they? But yeah, it doesn't revolve around the dragon rulers per se. They're just there as really just a engine in itself per se, because of the fact that really obviously the deck just revolves around fusing into your fusion monsters. Then you have your Exceed engine really, and then you have the Black Rose, which can go with Debris and Card Trooper and all that. The top comment so far on that video as of right now has about almost 1,000 views. Is that the guy with one guy commented saying that instead of Card Trooper he should be running Curry Bandit, because then he doesn't really have to run the risk of milling the Eye of Timeaus. But the guy that actually did the deck profile left a comment and said, yes, but it also combines well with Debris. So I'm going to have to check out Curry Bandit and, test around with this deck. I really like the deck a lot. The guy specifically said don't take it to a regional because you'll get stomped. I agree. Eye of Timeaus, it's a card that is just not there yet in terms of competitiveness, as much as people want it to be. Like, it obviously doesn't deserve that 10 to 20 price tag. Like, it just doesn't. Like, there's no reason that this card should be 10 to 20, and this is obviously by TCG Player. These are retail prices. You could probably get it for maybe 5 to 10, maybe some might say 15 on eBay, but that's neither here nor there. I really like that this deck has the ability to do fusions, exceeds, and synchros. Has the ability to do a bunch of things. I should say maybe. Most definitely, this deck, and of course every other deck in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, will definitely get a push once pendulums come out. The fact that this deck can be able to run pretty much high-level pendulums, so that you can summon monsters, from this level to this level. It helps you summon out Dark Magician so that you can have your deck revolve more around the Dark Magician cards like Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician himself, and then run cards like Dark Magic Attack to where they're not actually that dead. He did say that he'd rather run cards like Malevolent Catastrophe in the main deck instead of Dark Magic Attack, so I'm going to be testing out Malevolent Catastrophe and Full House in the main deck and see how well it works, because he said he really didn't like Dark Magic Attack at all. I might even try some other cards that revolve around Dark Magician, because you could also run Dark Magic Curtain, but all that does is let you special summon a Dark Magician from your deck. There'd really be no point in running that. The cards that bring out other monsters like Knight's Title wouldn't really help. Dedication Through Light and Darkness would be an interesting one, because you could be able to summon Dark Magician of Chaos from your hand, deck, or grave. But no real point in that, for obvious reasons. 1,000 Knives. If you control Dark Magician, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. If this could destroy all monsters, this would actually be far better than Dark Magic Attack. But, unfortunately, it only destroys one monster. So definitely a lot of other choices that you can use in place of spell cards that revolve around Dark Magician. Or if you don't want it to revolve around Dark Magician, you can always use something else, or just something random. You could try Sage's Stone. It probably wouldn't be that consistent, but, the options there. But anyways, let's hop right into this deck profile here. So we have 3 Prisma, 2 Card Trooper, 1 Dark Magician Girl, and 2 Dark Magician. Only Title, I was about to say all the Dragon Rulers. 1 Title, 1 Tempest, and 1 Red Ox, 2 Mythic Tree Dragon, 2 Mythic Water Dragon, Debris Dragon, and Gores. He said that there was no room for Blaster, really. and the extra deck was too crammed to run Star Eater. With these three, it gives him access just to have an engine, really, along with the Mythic Tree and Water Dragon. So really, they're just his main reason was just because there wasn't really any room for Blaster. And Gores, I saw him running Gores, and I got to thinking about it, and Gores is actually really good right now in this format, right at this moment in time, because the only cards that really pop monsters outside of battle is the Fire and Ice hands. And if you're able to work around those, because of, that's why he ran the Double D prison, to work around the Fire and Ice hands. And really only Fire Hand's the only one that pops monsters. You don't even have to worry about Ice Hand when it comes to Gores. You only have to worry about those potential 3 copies of Fire Hand. And if you're running 2 Deep Prisons and you hit 2 of the Fire Hands, you only have to deal with 1, and then you already have 2 monsters on the field, most likely from Gores, and him dropping a token. So Gores is actually really good right now, because Madolches will, do their thing. Probably clear your board with Tiramisu, unless you have like a lot of cards on board to where then you just can't drop Gores, which that's Yu-Gi-Oh! You just have too much back row, and then they just push for game and hope you don't have anything. Which if you don't, then you're losing that game anyway, but that's besides the point. They try and push with everything with Madolche, and you just go drop Gores, drop a token. You just hit me with a 2700 Tiramisu, now I have 2 2700 beaters on the board. How are you doing? So, yeah, I think Gores is actually really, really, really good right now. Even against Girgia, they'll just try and OTK you. You can drop Gores. It says no to OTKs. So I think this card is going to start seeing some resurgence. Maybe even come up to 2 or so on the ban list. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But anyways, on to the spells. You have your MVP, the Eye of Timeaus. If you guys have been watching my Project Timeaus videos, then you all know what this card does. You can go in dark. Anything that has Dark Magician in its card's name. You can even make Dark Paladin because it lists Dark Magician as a card, and then obviously the dragons. Then we have 2 Super Polymerization, 1 Miracle Fusion, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Emergency Call, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Gold Sark, and 2 Dragon's Mirror, 2 Dark Magic Attack, and 2 Potted Dictonomy. That rounds off all of the spells. Super Poly and Miracle Fusion just to have more access to your fusions. It's even good against Dragon Rulers because you can go summon a hero and they try and get it off the board. You can just chain Super Poly, pitch a Dark Magician out of your hand, or a Dragon Ruler that you don't want in your hand, or whatever it may be. Just some dead card. Then you can fuse with the Prisma, one of their monsters, and go into something, and then the Bottomless misses a target. The Gold Sark, because you can banish your Dragon Rulers and start searching. Dragon's Mirror, because it makes any of your dragon fusions. And then Dark Magic Attack, like I said, he wouldn't. He didn't want to have to run this again. He said if he could remake the deck, he wouldn't run Dark Magic Attack. In case you don't know what it does, it's just if you control Dark Magician, destroy all spell and trap cards or opponent controls. So yeah, it can't be Dark Magician Girl because it has to say Dark Magician. So yeah, it pops all spells and traps. He said he'd rather run something like Malevolent Catastrophe, so that could be something that you could use instead of 2 Dark Magic Attack. Like I said, you could use Full House or Malevolent Catastrophe. And Potted Dictonomy, he said, was really good because you can bring back all your dragons from the grave, or just one of each element. It just helps you recycle your resources, really. For the traps, we have 1 Solemn Warning, Torrential, Compulse, and Bottomless, 1 Phoenix Wing because of the Dragon Rulers, and 2 Deep Prison to stop the hands. And then for the side deck, he side decked Dark Paladin. In case you don't know what this does, it's Dark Magician plus Buster Blader, so you can make it with the Eye of Timeaus. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special by other ways. During either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can discard a card, negate the activation if you do destroy it. So it's really good against spellbooks. This must be face up on the field to activate to resolve this effect. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon type monster on the field or in either player's grave. So it's also good against dragon rulers. So since you have 3 dragons here in your extra deck, that's 1500 right there, plus the other 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dragons that you have in your main. Yeah, your monster can get pretty big with Paladin. And then for the remainder of the side deck, we have 1 Malevolent Catastrophe, 2 Blackhorn, 1 Nolman across out for Girgia, 3 MST, 2 Ice Hand and 2 Fire Hand, 3 Maxi. For the extra deck, 2 Amulet Dragon, 1 Dark Magician Growth of Dragon Knight, 1 Ab-Zero, 1 Shining, 1 Esquierdo, 1 Draco Equest, because it's a Dragon type Synchro monster, so like say Black Rose, or even if you're going against Dragon Rulers, one of their Synchro monsters, and then your Prisma. And then for the Exceeds, we have 1 Lavalval Chain, helps send stuff to the grave, Exton Knight, Big Eye, Draco Sack, Felgren, Heliopolis, Grinder, which he never made. I might take that out in testing, and a Black Rose. So you guys, that's the deck. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and I will see you guys later tonight with my awesome last minute deck that I ran at regionals. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.